In this video, I'm going to walk you through Neville's 6 steps to realizing your desires. And I love this because it works for absolutely anything and everything. And the 6 steps that I'm going to lead you through here in this video are taken directly from chapter 15 of Neville's book, Your Faith is Your Fortune. And it's the chapter called Interval of Time. So the most important thing that you want to keep in mind through this entire process is that you want to learn how to remain in conviction that it is done. Time, being purely relative, should be eliminated entirely. Do this and your desire will be fulfilled. We need to learn how to eliminate time, how to completely compress it, and really how to dissolve time because it is relative. I've taken the time to go through this and sort of decode those instructions, really codify them for you, and I'm going to walk you through those steps right now. Step number 1, bring to mind something that you want, something that you desire. So right now, I want you to imagine in your mind right now, bring to the forefront of your mind something that you want. Now, step number 2 is I want you now to decide what would be a relative and rational interval of time in which such a desire could be realized. These are instructions from Neville directly. So decide on a relative and rational interval of time in which such a desire could actually come to fruition. Now, here's the warning that Neville embeds into this chapter. Do not be tempted to shorten the interval of time because you're feeling anxious or overly excited to receive your desire. You want to make it a natural interval of time. And this is going to be different for anyone. So no one can tell you exactly what that natural interval of time is. But when you imagine the thing that you want, imagine what it is you want, imagine that goal, that objective, the thing that you desire, ask yourself, what is a natural interval of time that you could see that desire being realized? Decide on that period of time. And I would actually get clear on what that time looks like. So for example, if you think that it could naturally take a year for you to realize that desire, well, fast forward in the calendar in your mind, well, what month is that going to be? What year is that going to be? You could even select a day of the week a year out. Even look on the calendar. You could say, oh, this is going to be October the 6th, 2023, and that's going to be a Tuesday. By the way, I'm not looking at a calendar right now. I'm just making this up. But so you actually get clear on the exact day that you think that there's a natural period of time in there that you could realize your desire by that day or on that day. So you want to have that clear in your mind. Step 3, you're going to visit the point in time in which you would naturally realize your desire. So now you're going to, in imagination, you want to still your, quiet the body, be really still in your physicality, and visit that point in time. So if you decided it's going to be October the 6th, 2023, and it's a Tuesday, I want you to, in imagination, go and visit that particular day. Now, just a little tip on this, some specificity from Neville directly. He says to make this visit, consciously shut off today. So your present time that you're in right now, you want to learn how to consciously shut off today. Shut off the present time. Remember, time is all relative and it's also an illusion. So you have the ability in your consciousness to shut it off. Almost like, you're turning off the faucet in a tap. You're turning off time for today. So you're consciously shutting off today, right? And then let it be the point in time when your desire would naturally be realized. So you're shutting off today, the time for today, and you're allowing it to be the point in time in which your desire be realized. So you're speeding forward in imagination to that day, right? A year from now, let's say October 6th, and it's a Tuesday. So now in imagination, you've now entered that future point in time. Step number 4, once you're there, feel the joy, conjure up that feeling of joy of having already received that which previously was but a desire. These are instructions from Neville directly. So once you're there in that future point in time, you want to feel the joy of having already received the desire, right? And feel the complete thrill of having received it. Again, specific instructions directly from Neville. So you've sped forward in time, you've now entered that day, you've shut off present time, and now you are assuming the feeling of wish fulfilled, right? You're feeling the joy of having already received what you want and feeling the complete thrill of having received it. And I want you to stay in that state, to sort of live in that state for a few minutes, almost like you're marinating in that place. Or you've already sped forward in imagination. Remember, time is an illusion. Time is relative. You've shut off that faucet to the present time. You've sped forward in imagination. You're now sitting in that future time. Now you're assuming the feeling in that future time. You know exactly when that is, based on the natural cycle of you realizing this wish, the desire that you want to realize. And now I want to invite you to marinate in that for a few minutes. You know, this could be 3, 4, 5 minutes. The longer the better, right? The longer the better. But I'm going to talk about this later. The frequency with which you visit this destination in your imagination is more important than the length of time that you hold it. Frequency is more important than duration. This is something that Neville talks about in his book, The Power of Awareness. Frequency over duration. So you're going to visit that place. You're conjuring up that feeling of joy, experiencing internally the thrill of having already received that which you desire. Marinate in that place and hold it for as long as you can. Sort of sustain that feeling. If you're starting out, if you're new to this, 2, 3, 4 minutes. If you're more seasoned and experienced, maybe it's 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes or beyond. Step number 5, you're going to return to the point in time which you had previously shut off. So you're now going to speed back in imagination, boom, back to present moment. You're going to do that as quickly and swiftly and as naturally as possible. So you've marinated in this new place and state, and after you've sustained that, you've held that for a sustained period of time, you're going to come on back to the present time, almost like you're turning the faucet back on of the present time, and now you're back in the present moment. You return to the point in time you left behind. That's Neville's instructions. Return to the point in time you left behind. Step number 6 is to repeat the previous 5 steps as often as possible, over and over and over again, for what it is you desire. Right? Let me just explain a little bit as to why this works, right? And a lot of these words are directly from Neville himself in chapter 15 of his book, Your Faith is Your Fortune. He says that in doing this, in executing this process, in doing this, you create a vacuum in consciousness by moving from the present time to the point in time where the desire is to be fulfilled. Nature abhorring vacuums, right? Well-known saying, nature abhors a vacuum, right? Nature loves to fill the empty spaces. So nature, abhorring vacuums, rushes in to fill it, thereby fashioning a mold in the likeness of that which you potentially create, namely the joy of having realized your defined desire. As you return to the point in time you left behind, so in that moment that you speed back to the present moment, so as you return to the present moment, you will be filled with a joy of expectancy, with this, he calls it this joyful expectancy. So as you return to the present moment, you will be filled with a joyful expectancy because you have established the consciousness of that which must eventually take place. And this final piece here is going to inform how you then move forward throughout the rest of your day and your week and the months ahead. As you walk through the interval between present time and the point in which your desire is to be fulfilled, nothing disturbs you, regardless of conditions, because you predetermined that which would be and that which remains an unalterable conviction. So then you come back to the present moment and you live your life and you move about your day and your week with that unalterable conviction, that internal belief, because you've already prepared the place. This is what Neville talks about in preparing the place. You've gone forth and prepared the place. The higher faculty of imagination, you've created that future already, right? You've already gone to the future. You've selected the day. You've been there. You've experienced it. You've created it. You've prepared the place, and then you speed back to the present moment. You experience that joyful expectancy, and then you allow that joyful expectancy to move with you in time, knowing that regardless of conditions, regardless of what your 5 senses are experiencing now throughout your day, the rest of the week, the month ahead, you're moving forward with that joyful expectancy, knowing that you've already done the work in consciousness. You've already predetermined that you're creating. You've already predetermined the outcome. You've assumed the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So let me know in the comments how this goes for you. Once you try it, let me know how you do. By the way, do not forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the notification bell. Lots more to come here about the teachings of Neville and helping you apply the powerful transformational teachings of Neville into your life so that you can get everything you want. So let me know how that goes. Follow those 6 steps to getting what it is you want, assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, continuing to apply Neville's law of assumption and put it into your life to get everything that you want. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a future video.